Hello guys, welcome back to today's video. Today's video is another installment of Master in League Play, where I go around Checkmate telling you all the nice little hidden, maybe not so commonly known spots, and yeah, little lines of sight that you might not be aware of. So yeah, stick with the video. You can see the map on the screen at the moment. I'm going to be going from where I currently am all the way up to P2 and Tube, round down A Street, down the wood side of the map, back up B Street under the other side of the map, up through the plane, and finishing the video with the tips and tricks in the plane. So let me start off in this sort of area. This is where you will spawn if you're on hardpoint, and this is often where you spawn this sort of side if you're attacking on control. You can jump up on both of these stacks here, and this one gives you a nice line of sight all the way down the left side of the street, top plane, top wing and top lane. You can also see the tower from here, so if someone's camping up in the tower, I mean, if you're here, chances are they're not going to be. This is a nice little spot to get them off, and the similar thing goes from here. You've actually got a little bit more cover here because you've got this block, but you can actually see further right in this from this sort of side of the map, and you can actually sort of see into Tube if you think someone's coming up to Tube. You can't aim there, you can't really get any further right to that, but this is a nice little spot to see pretty much across most of the map. Moving on to this fin. This is a very common spot for people to sit, and it's very easy to get beamed off this because people tend to pre-aim this sort of area, but it is a very dominant spot. You can see all the way across the map from this, and you can pretty much see left side, right side, well, sort of the right side. You can see it underneath there, and then the plane. So I tend to, if I know I'm only watching this sort of area, my duty on the map is to only watch this sort of side, I tend to come down here and watch from here, or I go back here. Now this is a very situational spot. This will be more useful on control. You guys have probably had it before where you're stuck at the back of the map and you can't really get out. You're getting people holding you back from playing the left street and the right street. So this is a nice little handy but situational spot right here. If you jump onto this block here, you actually get a nice head glitch into plane, which you actually are covered. I mean, you can shoot through this, but you are covered into plane if you crouch, and you can actually see this whole area. If you jump up further onto this little bit, you can see a bit of the left side, and you can actually jump up onto this wall and see that whole left side. So if you want to know if someone's pushing, if you're just purely playing for intel, say you're blocking spawns, say the hard point's at P2, you're blocking spawns as an AR, and you want to sort of keep an eye out at the left side of the map, you can jump up here and watch this area. They're not going to expect you here. No one's going to be pre-aiming this sort of spot. So yeah, this is a nice little area. Say, if you wanted to just get a couple of kills off before pushing out on control, just getting that, you know, those numbers back on your side. Yeah, so this moves us into Tube. Obviously, a very common spot in Tube is to sit in this window. It is a good spot, but people are going to be pre-aiming this, so I advise you don't do it too often. There is this spot here where you can see the barrels there. So if you didn't know, they're the barrels at the next to the what's it called? The plane steps, and that's a very common spot for people to sit if you are attacking on control. A lot of ARs will sit there and watch the people cross into A Street. So if you sit on that little block where I was just there, you can get a good line of sight onto that. Moving on to P2, this is a perfect spot for an AR if you're trying to hold time, and if you jump up into these boxes here, you have a lovely head glitch. Looking mid-map, you can even see top plane from here, and you can even watch people come around this sort of side of the map. And you are actually on the hardpoint from here, so you can capture the hardpoint, which is nuts considering how dominant a spot this is. You're on a lovely head glitch, and what it does mean, because you are on time, your teammates can then work different areas of the map, so you do have different areas covered. As long as someone is watching this sort of area, you're fine here. You can't really die as long as someone's watching that area over in front yellow. You can pick people off from that side, or even if someone jumps up top yellow. So you're probably not going to be looking so much this way. You're probably going to be looking straight forward. So as long as someone's got your left and right covered, you'll be absolutely fine. Right, moving into A Street. There aren't so many spots over here, but if say you're capping point and you know there's people in top plane up there, you've had a call out or even shots, you can look through this little crack and either get intel if your team say, yeah, there's someone top left wing or top right wing, for example, or you could be able to pop someone off that heady here. They're never going to expect this. It's a horrible line of sight, but it's good to know. So I thought I'd show you that, guys. you guys that. Moving on to other areas of the map, obviously areas in this area. You can obviously jump onto both of these crates. This is top yellow and grey or silver. Say you are capturing a hard point, a good spot in is here. You're covered from the right side and left. You can sort of control your engagements pretty well. If you've got a good setup, say you have a teammate here watching your back here, you can sit here with an AR, watch that side. They're watching the cross. You know if someone then enters the hill or enters the control, your teammate knows there's no one there. You know there's no one here. They're going to be this side, so you can then double chow out and then pop them off like that. And there we go. Some people do tend to sit here, but this is completely wall bangable. Which leads into my next point. If you are pushing a hill and you know someone's sort of on the hill, you can see that they're contesting it or they have to follow. Just spray through here a little bit. Worst case scenario, you don't hit anything, but you might get a couple of hit markers. You might get a kill if you're lucky. Also from this area of the map, I said there's not a lot, and then I've reeled them off. If you push up against this concrete barrier boulevard column here, you can actually see the desk in the plane. So say for example in P1 when it's a contest hard point, really all it is contesting, you'll be able to pick off someone on the bench on the desk there, and hopefully get your teammates some time on the hill. Moving into this area of the map, there's really not a lot to say about this area of the map. Obviously you have the tower up here, but going back here, there's really not a lot you can do. You can jump up on these back here if you really are getting trapped in spawn. You can jump up here. You've got a good line of sight, top yellow, top plane, and even top wing you can see from back here. No one's going to expect it, but then again, you're so far back in that, but if you get a kill, it's going to take you ages to then make some sort of movement on that kill, so it's not really ideal. But it is a spot if you are interested in that. If you jump up onto this railing here, like this, you can actually see the cross into A from their spawn. If they're spawning back yellow, if you jump up onto this area here, you can see them run in and pick people off as they run in from there. Now, moving to this area of the map behind wood. Again, say you're playing control and you get spawn trapped in this area. You can actually jump onto these. You can't jump again, that'd be ridiculous, to be super high. You can actually jump onto these crates, and it gives you the availability to have a point of view of the left side and top plane, top exit. So if people are holding you back, jump up here. They will not be expecting this. Peek out and grab yourself a couple of free kills from there. There's not really much to say in the server room. It's pretty standard. From here you can see Finn, if you need to pick someone off Finn. But again, very situational. And again here, a very situational spot. If you come up to this bit of wood on the edge and then just strafe right, you can see stacks, which is a very common place for people to be. And yeah, if you know someone's there, pop here with an AR and pick off a kill. Again, very situational. Right, say your team is spawning woodside and you have this hardpoint unlock. If you jump onto this barrel here, it gives you a nice little head glitch looking down this street. You can even back up a bit away from that and just watch top. As long as one of your teammates has got this side of the plane covered and the flank, you should be absolutely fine. And a similar thing goes here. You can jump up onto these. Again, this is super situational as long as this area is clear. If you say you've just wiped out 3 out of 4 of the team, the enemy team, jump up here. You might be able to get a spawn pick from when they run off spawn, and again, it just buys you that little bit of time. Obviously, wouldn't spend too long over here. Once you get a kill, I'd probably recommend jumping down and moving on. So that's the P5 spots covered. Again, if you are playing control and you manage to spawn trap a team all the way back in this area, if you've got even a sub, to be fair, if you're a decent sub or an AR, come up to this area. There'll be you've got a nice head glitch here with this box, and you'll be able to see right into the spawn back there. Right, moving on to the right side of the map, you have these stacks, these pallets. From here, you're able to see over this side of the map while having very good cover from this pillar. You can get shot through here if someone is around here, but as long as you're aware of that, you should be fine. You can pick people off spawn. So, for example, if you're trying to spawn trap this side in control, this is a decent spot to see. You can pick people off spawn there, or as they run up to the tube bit area right there. So, obviously you've got this stacks heady here, but this is a very common spot. And again, similar to tube and wood over there, you're probably going to get picked off this head glitch because it's a very common spot for people to sit. Right, moving into the plane area of the map now. You have a very similar thing on this side of the plane, if you walk up this banister here, you can see the wood head glitch here, and you can actually see that barrel there where people tend to pick a heady. So if you know they're holding the hard point and you spawn back here, if you have an AR, step up here, see if there's someone there, you might get a free kill. It might be the one kill your team needs to just break the hill. So there's that. People often also sit here, but I'd actually recommend laying down because you're actually relatively well covered, and chances are people are going to run around that corner and pre-aim the top, and their gun will be hiding your body if you're lying down. So yeah, if you do, and again, I'm saying these positions thinking that you guys are going to move straight after, I would recommend not sitting there for too long, because obviously then it becomes predictable. What else we got? So up here, say you're holding this sub, you're contesting, I would recommend sitting on this settee if you just jump up to it like that, rather than sitting on the floor, because again, you've got height on your enemies, and they're not necessarily going to be looking right up here. So chances are the first shots they're going to get onto are going to be low body, and you're going to be able to just pick their head right off just like that. So that is that. There is a nice little spot here where if you push against this, still making the right side visible, people often run through this, not even checking. They're more concerned about what's in the office over here than what's there, because it's a really cruddy spot, to be honest. But if you hear them walk past, if you see them, you can either pick them off here or jump out and then pick them off like that. So that brings me to the final section, which is the underneath plane area. And I'm just going to start with tips on how to get up to the plane from over here. So as you see, both sides have got a turbine, and again, you can jump up both sides on the turbine like that to get up to the top wing. You can also jump up here. This is a bit more of a long-winded way, but you are more covered from everywhere else like this, unless someone's there, because they'll just beam you off this straight away and get you up here. This is a nice spot again if you're a sub to pick people off this bench if you know they're sat here. And then the final spot this side is this area here. If you run and jump up to there, that's another little spot to climb up. Again, there's a very similar spots on the other side. You can either jump onto there to get onto the wing. The turbine is say that. There we go. You can jump onto the turbine, both sides. And finally, there is this area up. It's not here like the other side. It's actually this face, and you can jump up just like that. Obviously, once you're up here, it's very open, so it's quite situational. As long as you're quick to get into cover and then engage in your gunfights, you should be good. Final couple things under the plane. You have contest spots for P3 behind this barrel and this barrel. If you lie down here, you can actually be on the spot without fully committing your body to the gunfight. Similarly here, you can lie down here. This is also a very common spot to sit, but these are completely wallbangable. I don't know I suppose it's to counter this little spot here. You can actually wallbang these. Say if you're top fin and you think you're there, wallbang that. You will get bullet reg through it. And finally, shout out to Priester for this one. Is this spot here. If you know this area is covered, and they're either going to be spawning back this side, you've got a great line of sight onto Tube here, as well as Finn. No one's going to be expecting this. This is such a gnarly head glitch. But if you can get here and you know this area is absolutely covered, you're in a good situation to win these gunfights. So that's going to finish with the video. If you guys would like a format where I go through different like tactics on how to break hills, how to influence spawns and things like that, do let me know in the comments. It will take a little bit more effort in my videos to make, but I am willing to do it if you guys would like to see something like that. So I'm going to leave the video there. Thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Or, in fact, if I've missed any spots, if there's any spots you think I've missed, leave them in the comments and enlighten us. That would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, that will do for me, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'll see you in a bit.